Greetings, friend. How are you doing today? How are you feeling so far in this holiday season? Today being the last day of Hanukkah, 2020 of this year Hanukkah, and it's a week away from Christmas and 2 weeks away from New Year's. And at the same time, you might have noticed that this holiday hot season is just a little different from the previous years. If you are in the US, today is Friday evening. If you are in some other time zones ahead of the US, today is Saturday. And typically this time of a year, many of us, right at this time, a week from Christmas, either we're out there really speeding up on in the very crowded shopping malls shopping, or actually this time of right now it's in the evening here in the US. Typically we're going on Christmas parties, usually on holiday parties or gathering for Hanukkah or other celebrations, and it's usually gathering time and parties time and with friends and families and so on and so forth. This is Saturday for you. As you watch this, or Sunday, this is usually time where you are getting ready to go to yet another parties. And at this time, in the majority of the world, and definitely in the majority of places in the United States, there are no parties. Restaurants doesn't allow indoor seating in a lot of places, and definitely gathering is strongly discouraged. And it kind of a strange holidays time, and perhaps you're not even able to get together with families. Yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be a celebrations, a double celebrations for my family and me, and we're not celebrating together. And so, how are you feeling? And for some of us, even without everything that is going on right now, everything in the world and the unusual holiday times and so forth, we already has a lot of time memories coming back. Anybody who ever have a loss, if you ever have a loss, uh, in the past year or 5 years or 10 years, or perhaps even when you are really really young, a lot of time holiday times make us think about the persons who's no longer here with us. It could be your parents, it could be your former significant other, or your late boyfriend, husband, girlfriend's wife. A lot of time the holiday times bring us memories to bring back memories to the persons that who are no longer here. It could even be sometimes it's the pet that you love very very much. And holiday time, we know that it's very common for you, if you ever have a loss, to feel to remember the loss and to feel some grief. And then this year, with everything being so unusual, you might even feel even more sadness or restlessness or anguish or anxiety or even depressions. And also it might be something actually are going on, something some for some. I know a few people whose loved one are in the hospital, whether it's from infections or multiple other reasons. And so for some of us, the economy hasn't been good and multiple other things. And so you might be feeling a little bit or a lot of uneasiness, or someone you know might be feeling a lot of sadness, a lot of uneasiness. And if you do, or somebody that you do feel a bit of uneasiness and sadness, and just sometimes it could be you're not being able to sleep well lately. You might notice some ache and pain that's unusual. These are all manifestations of grief. which is the unsettling feeling that comes from the change in our familiar routine. And definitely this year holiday is not a routine for anybody. There are a couple things that I can share with you that works very well for many of my clients and for myself and my loved ones. If you are feeling any unsettling feelings, thank you for joining me, friend. And the first one is to pause. If you just feeling overwhelmed, uneasy, or anything, to just pause, to stop and allow yourself to just kind of take a deep breath and just say, okay, I'm feeling this and it's unusual and it's strange, but it is not good or bad. Viktor Frankl says that abnormal behavior in an abnormal circumstance is normal behavior. So anything that you notice that feels abnormal, if you do something unusual, if you feel like crying instead of celebrating this holiday, that is completely normal. Because of all the abnormal circumstances that we've been going through. So just pause and notice what you're feeling, and afterward just choose to allow your feeling. Pause, notice what you're feeling, and then choose to allow your feeling instead of pushing it away. Because when we push away anything that we resist, it's actually persists. It's kind of like if you ever have try to move, let's say, a piece of furniture on a very a carpet with a lot of long tough carpet, there's a lot of resistance. And then it's actually leave a lot more marks on the carpets than if you were just allowing the furniture slides on something that slides smoothly. So anything that we resist persists, because resistance causes a lot of frictions. Yes, pause, take a deep breath, notice what you're noticing, and then just allow yourself, allow your feeling. And you are completely correct, Reina. Take a deep breath and just say, okay, this is normal, it's understandable, it's okay, it's not bad, it's not wrong, it's just absolutely normal. And so just allow yourself, and then choose to allow your feeling, and then choose to allow yourself to be kind. To be kind to yourself, or if this is somebody whom you care about, your loved one, your friend, to be kind to them. I say to be an open, a heart with ears and an open hands, and what that is to listen, whether it is to somebody else or to listen to you and your heart. With ears, with kindness, to listen with hearts, and to listen with hearts, and to listen to your hearts with hearts, which is to listen to what it is your heart's telling you, what's your feelings telling you, and to listen with compassion and love, and not saying, well, why would I feel this way? I should have feel that way. Why is that person's acting that way? Why is this? No, with no judgment, just with compassion. And if it is you, listen to your heart with compassion and patience and kindness, the way you would treat your very best friend, and listen with compassion, and do that with an open hands. And what is the open hands? The open hands means that if somebody who you care about is going through a tough time, you have an open hands. You're ready to help them if they ask for help. And sometimes, as a normal human being, we want to fix things. If somebody we love going through a tough time and it's the holiday time, we want to fix things. So we want to help them. It's very normal and very honorable. But sometimes with feelings and with grief, the best things that we can do is to be present. To be present with love, to be present with compassion, to be present with listening ears, and just be present instead of trying to fix things. And so instead of fixing things, we just hold with an open hand. If the person said, I can definitely benefit from a hug, and it's safe for you to give a hug, give a hug. And if the person said, I definitely want you to give me an advice, give an advice. But if the person says, the person does not ask for a hug, if the person does not ask for an advice, then just be there. Sometimes even a small gesture of giving a hug to somebody who does not ask for a hug and actually at the very moment does not want a hug, can be feel invasive or intrusive to the person who are grieving. And when we are having a tough time, sometimes all we want depend on what the mood and the feeling. Sometimes all the person want, or sometimes your loved one want, or perhaps it's you, is to just be on your own, to just have somebody to listen but not giving you hugs and advice and things like that. And so to just be an open hand, and then also be an open hand where if it is you who are feeling unsettled, who are grieving, then be an open hand. If you feel that you can even possibly benefit from some support, then you ask for support with an open hand, welcoming some support without demanding in a specific way. And so be a heart with ears open hand. We listen to our heart, with our heart, we listen to others with our heart, be present and with an open hand, ready to help if the help is welcome, ready to receive help if you are in a state you can benefit from receiving help, so to reach out. And then the other thing is that it can be very helpful, is to do one thing that's familiar to you. There's a lot of unusual and strange thing it have been going on, but a lot of time there could be something that could be familiar. For some of us, I know for many people, people told me that, oh, you know what, I'm not going to put up Christmas tree this year because it's kind of strange because we don't do usually this. Well, maybe you don't put Christmas tree up, or if usually you put Christmas tree or decorations or something. But if there is one thing that, one or two things that you typically do year to year, it might be a good thing to still do that, even if you're not going to have the crowd. And then when you do that, you remember the joy and the cherished memories that you have with this one or two familiar things. Perhaps you look back at the beautiful gathering pictures that you have when you were gathering in person and feeling so grateful for the wonderful thing that you had, the gathering that you had, and at the same time feeling grateful for what it is that we still have now. Even though it is different, there are certain things that we could still be grateful that we are able to breathe without a machine, that we have clothes on our body. Perhaps if it's not a party clothes, but hey, we have clothes on our body, and there and so on and so forth. So do one or two things that's familiar, even if it is a little different, but there's still a familiarity. It is because the familiarity will settle your nervous system down. And yes, you might notice the difference. You might notice no gathering, no parties around the table or something, and that's okay. Then we look at what is it that's wonderful, the cherished memories, our loved one, even if our loved one has passed. And that's the reason things are different. When we cherish a memories, we are honoring our loved one by doing that. And we are also, it's an expression of our love to our loved one when we think about the cherished memories. And so our loved one, we know that love doesn't end by the person's living. Love is eternal. And so we can express our love, and we express our love to those who are still here and perhaps just a distance away because of social distancing, and those who are no longer here, by cherishing the memory, by cherishing them, by remembering the wonderful, beautiful thing. Everybody wants to be remembered in a wonderful, beautiful way, not in a sad, sorrowful way. And no, we're not being Pollyanna-ish. We want to notice, we want to pause, we want to allow ourselves, we want to breathe, and we want to acknowledge the sadness, but we also can choose to remember the beautiful memory that honor them and honor you. And so those are just a few things that that can help us. If you are feeling, if you can help you and your loved one, if you're feeling any unsettling feeling this holiday time with everything that is going on, whether you have a recent loss, a past loss, or no loss that you can remember, but it's just unsettling. Take a deep breath, allow yourself to have plenty of rest, because rest definitely, if you ever notice, if you don't get enough sleep, you kind of feel wired even when you wake up, and then as you have to go through the day, you're fighting to stay awake, you feel wired. That really doesn't help. So plenty of rest. It's good for our immune system, it's good for our physical health, it's good for our emotional and mental health in general. Kind of being very kind to yourself. And so I invite you, if you'd like to just join me this holiday season to amplify our kindness, being kind to others, but even just as importantly, being even kinder to ourselves with everything. And of course, since holiday is a celebration time, typically, don't forget to celebrate. Remember to celebrate. Look back at the year, everything that's happening in this year. Celebrate you. You are still here, you still hanging on after everything that's going on. Even if your result is not what you love it to be, that you are still here, you're still hanging on, you deserve to be celebrated. Yes, you are. Yes, absolutely, we all are. Because for us to just being able to go through this year and still hanging on, for many of us, you deserve celebrations. A lot of big kudos and a lot of big congratulations for just being able to go through this year and still trotting along. And so celebrating you, celebrating your loved one, celebrating everyone that you know, because every single one of us who's been through this year deserve a big kudos, a big two thumbs up, and a big celebrations. And so I invite you to just join me to do those, and I celebrate you. I am so very amazed by how all of us, you being so wonderfully brave this year, being so wonderfully strong. And I invite you to share your feedback in the comment below. Thank you, Rina, for sharing your feedback, and to share this video with anyone that you'd love to, if you'd like to do that. And again, congratulations for completing this year, doing such a wonderful, great job, and celebrating you. And this is Birgit with From Grieving to Joyful Living. I love you very much. I care about you very much. If you need more support beyond what you have in here, feel welcome to reach out to me directly. You can message me, you can go to my website, From Grieving to Joyful Living, connect with me in there in any manner. I am here for you, and I am celebrating you, and I care about you very much, and I look forward to see you again very soon.